We've been waiting for Zoro to get serious in Wano. We've been waiting for Kaido to get serious in Wano. I've been waiting for Chopper to get serious in Wano, and we got it all in this chapter. On top of that, we got Kaido potentially getting confirmed to be a dragon, Sanji potentially getting a mysterious ally, and a lot more as well. And we will be going through and breaking all that down in this chapter review, but as always, for this chapter review, we start at the top. One Piece chapter 997 titled Flames. And of course, the title is referring to the madness that Kaido does at the end of the chapter. But before we get into the story, we do have another cover page request. And this is funny because I didn't even think about it like this before Brago mentioned it in his video. But low-key, this cover page request is a foreshadowing of what's to come in this chapter. Zoro beating Sanji's ass. Alright, I'm playing. We're not gonna joke about that because I know it could get toxic real quick. But yeah, it's another fun cover page request and kinda ironic as well. But jumping into the story, we pick up right where we left off last chapter, and we get the answer to the mystery that shook the entire One Piece community last chapter. Who is Sanji simping over? Is it Black Maria, or is it some woman being attacked by Queen? Who's who? Orochi? Or is he not actually simping but actually traumatized because Ivankov for some reason is in Wano? And no, Ivankov is not in Wano. Turns out it's none of those people, it was just two random beast pirates. And it became very clear it wasn't Ivankov once the translation got properly explained by someone like Artur. The scene that we saw in the last panel of last chapter was referring to a Japanese gag where a woman is getting her kimono forcibly removed by some man before some hero comes in and saves her. So obviously that hero would have been Sanji, and he wasn't getting Vietnam flashbacks from the Okamas. And Black Maria is not an Okama, y'all are wildin'. But yeah, Sanji sees the silhouetted scene. It looks like some woman is getting her clothes removed, so he's getting a little excited, but also it's more so his chivalrous side at play here. I don't think this is an L for Sanji, because although he is definitely getting excited that a woman is getting undressed, he's more so helping out and coming to the rescue. He literally says, oh, is this sexual harassment happening? I'm not gonna let that happen. So of course he flies in, goes in for the rescue, but it's a trap. He gets caught up in a spider web, and the two beast pirates attack him with the Ah My Lord trap. And I gotta say, I'm quite surprised he bled here, because although he's trapped in that spider web, it's not like he was trapped with Sea Stone, and he's not a devil fruit user in the first place, so he could have used Haki to defend himself. But I guess that also goes to show that raid suit, very important for Sanji because it helps his durability a lot. But yeah, Sanji gets smacked real quick, then they tie him up with spider webs and throw him on the ground. And what's really interesting here is that the beast pirates say, oh, we got another warrior of justice caught now. And this is very interesting because there are numerous possibilities with this, but the one that I think could be true could lead to a very big reveal. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, because first off, we get the reveal that Black Maria is actually running the show here. So for those of you that guessed Black Maria last chapter, I'll give you a half a point here. I can't give you the full point because it wasn't actually her speaking, but you get half a point for some bonus points. But yeah, Black Maria is chilling there, looking all seductive, being all seductive. She's kind of playing with Sanji here, saying like, oh, you foul-mouthed boy, I kind of like bad boys. What do you think? Do you like me too? And Sanji, he's like lying face down on the ground, so he doesn't see her at first. So he first looks up and starts screaming at her like,
who are you calling boy? I'm a man, don't belittle me. What do I think about a broad like you? Well...
And then at that point, he gets a good look at Black Maria and it reacts just like how we did when we saw Black Maria. But yeah, he's completely fallen for her. He says he's love struck. And what's interesting here is that there's a little dialogue bubble that says Kia with a little heart. And I'm wondering, is that one of the bystander girls that's reacting that way? Or is that perhaps Black Maria reacting that way? Because if it is, it could be her playing with his emotions. Or a lot of people are guessing maybe this is more like a Viola situation, where Sanji's chivalrous self actually kind of turns an enemy. And Black Maria, she really hasn't done anything bad. She's very mysterious, so it's definitely possible. The only thing she's really shown interest in so far is Kaido's dragon. But yeah, I do think it's a possibility Black Maria gets turned here. I definitely see her like after the war not being an enemy because of her character and how it's been portrayed so far. But at the same time, I don't want Sanji to turn her completely because I want to see Robin versus Black Maria. I can't think of a better matchup for Robin, and Robin needs a fight. Oda, please don't sideline her again. So if that's gonna happen, Sanji's gonna have to escape somehow on his own. I hope he's not just gonna get bodied Khalifa style here. Like, we've done that already. Please don't just body Sanji again and make him take all these L's. JD Legend's gonna have to quit Twitter if you do that. Don't do that to him. But yeah, I'm guessing slash hoping here that Sanji just doesn't get beat up here like a punching bag, because he does have a few ways out. First off, Diable Jambe, maybe he just lights the strings on fire, lets loose, or he puts on the raid suit and is able to bust out that way. Now, of course, Black Maria is probably gonna fight back, and a lot of people have speculated that she is a spider zone, which would make sense because of the webs, and it would kind of fit her profile in a way. But at the same time, I feel like she needs to have an ancient zone. I don't know if there's like an ancient giant ass spider, but if there is, I think that could be fitting for her. But yeah, I think Sanji could easily get out of the webs, but after that point, he's probably gonna need some help to get away, and that help could come from the other person that got caught. Now, if we think about it, there's actually not that many candidates for who that other person is. We know the location of most of the Alliance, the Straw Hats, we know where they are, the Scabbards, we know where they are. It's not gonna be any of the other Toby Roppo members, because that wouldn't make any sense. Kid and Killer, we know where they are. Law and his group, we know where they are. Some people were saying it might be like Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin, but no, I think they're with Law right now. But yeah, besides that, who's left that could be a potential candidate? And to me, there's three potential options. Two mysterious figures and Fukurokuju. Now, Fukurokuju, I think, is the only person that we know that would make sense, because a few chapters ago, we did see him sneak off, and maybe it's leading to some sort of Orochi thing. But at the same time, I don't know if it's the same trap that he fell for, because if it is, I don't see him falling for that trap. But maybe it was some other trap and he got caught that way, and that's gonna kind of lead to some explanation and some information on some Orochi and Chondro stuff, who I both think are still alive. But yeah, if it's not Fukurokuju, I think there's two potential mysterious figures. One is whoever Tama got here with. Now, it's possible Tama actually just snuck on a Beast Pirate ship with their DB Dongos and there's nobody there, so that could exclude that option, but it's possible maybe she got help from somebody like Caribou. My opinion on Caribou has really turned around, man. I used to not give a damn about this dude. Anytime people mentioned him in the comments, I was like, what are you talking about? He's irrelevant. But ever since I read his cover story and made that Caribou for Grand Fleet video, he's kind of grown on me a lot, to the point where some people are telling me I love Caribou too much. No, I don't love Caribou that much. I just think he's gonna be important. But yeah, maybe Caribou was the one that helped Tama get here, and maybe he got caught in this trap as well. It definitely fits his personality to get caught in a trap like this. But the other mysterious figure is much more interesting to me, and that is the mysterious person that was with Marco and Izo. For those of you that don't remember, there was a person that was talking to Marco that a lot of us thought was Izo, but it wasn't him because the clothes weren't the same. So whoever that person is, it could be them. And honestly, guys, it might be Scopper Gaban. First off, a lot of people have been guessing that Scopper is gonna be the big reveal in chapter 1000. I might also do a video soon on chapter 1000 predictions, because I think people kind of forget that it's a full chapter. There's gonna be multiple things that you gotta kind of try to guess. And Scopper might be one of those things, because first off, it kind of makes sense that he would come to this war and help out. I feel like he is a character that has to get reintroduced into the story at some point. He did become much more relevant in Wano as we saw him in the Oden flashback, and him getting caught here with Sanji, a person he's been compared to a lot, would be kind of fitting. And we are getting very close to chapter 1000, so maybe Scopper is one of the big reveals of chapter 1000. And we talked about this a little bit during my live reaction, but it could make a lot of sense. In chapter 1 of One Piece, the first thing we see is Roger. He's captured and he's about to get executed. Chapter 100, Dragon is introduced, but he comes through and saves Luffy, who was captured by Smoker. Now, Luffy wasn't like captured, so this one might not fit in, but chapter 500, we get introduced to Rayleigh, and guess what? He was captured. And now, maybe at chapter 1000, we get introduced to Scopper Gaban, captured. We could just completely take out the Dragon one at chapter 100, but we could have chapter 1, Goldie Roger, captured, chapter 500, Silver's Rayleigh, captured, chapter 1000, Scopper Gaban, captured. The big three of the Roger pirates all introduced at all these points, all in similar situations. That would be very fitting in my opinion. This is definitely not a concrete theory. There's not like a lot of foreshadowings to this, but it is one of those theories where I'm like, ooh, damn, that would kind of make a lot of sense and it would be pretty fire. So for now, I'm just gonna make it my headcanon and think it's for sure gonna happen. But if it doesn't, I really do hope Sanji is just able to escape without getting beat up, and then hopefully Robin gets there and fights Black Maria. But after this, we kind of get some panels of quick updates. We see a couple more gifters. Oda's really just having fun drawing these gifters, but these two guys, for the first time, actually look pretty clean, especially that snake dude. But nevertheless, they're not very effective. Kid and Killer already got past them, and they're over there waiting for Luffy and Jinbei. But some of the samurai just made a ladder to the next floor like Stardew Valley style, and Luffy and Jinbei just go up that way. But after that, we get to the first oh boy scene of the chapter. It goes down at the live floor. First off, we see Big Mom just flying through the top of the dome, so now she's up there with Kaido. We do have two Yonkos together. So first thing, that means the Scabbards, if they're not done already, which they likely are from what we've seen later in the chapter, they're definitely done now. The other thing is it kind of helps us establish matchup things, because now a good amount of people have to get up there to the top of the dome to fight these two Yonkos. So I think Kid Kid and Killer both have to get there, Luffy and Jinbei as well. Jinbei especially because I want to see that Big Mom interaction and get some background on exactly what happened to the Sun Pirates and Jinbei after Luffy left. Zoro is obviously going to go to the top of the dome, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And I also think Law has to get up there as well. Now, he's on like the bottommost floor right now, but all he needs is like 4 pebbles to fall and he could just room shambles himself up there. But yeah, after Big Mom goes up through the roof, Zoro is staring at the top of the dome there and he notices something falls. And that little thing is so small, I didn't even notice it during my live reaction, but I still guess that he might have seen like a scabbard that was on the verge of death or something because his tone completely changes. Right after that scene, Oda sets up this scene and builds it up really well. First off, we get a wide shot of everything that's happening. We see all these Beast Pirates and Ice Onis fighting, and Zoro's just dead center there in the midst of all this chaos, but he looks kind of calm. Then we get a close-up shot of Zoro and how serious he is. Then he starts looking around. He sees Boss Omasa fully Ice Oni now. Chopper halfway through as an Ice Oni running around. Queen is laughing like a maniac. More people are getting bitten by the disease. And then we get a really quick establishing shot of Apu and Drake fighting it out. And then we see Zoro Itoryu style silhouetted with a little shing sound effect. And then this beautiful double page spread of Zoro just slicing up Apu. That's badass. Even if you don't like Zoro, you can't deny that. But yeah, Zoro slices up Apu, gets the antidote, and it's over. Queen's 1 hour game over, just like that. Now I want to quickly talk about his attack here because in my live reaction, I was kind of reluctant to think that it was a Shishi Sun Sun because Zoro didn't say it, but now looking back at all these Shishi Sun Sun attacks, it's very clearly Shishi Sun Sun. But now he doesn't need to say it out loud to use it, which goes to show how much he's improved as well. Some people compared it to Luffy's Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd, which I feel like is very fitting. And I do like that he didn't shout out a name attack here because that would have kind of killed the mood. Like it's all going down and super intense and he's just like 3,000 worlds, there's nothing I can't cut. That would have killed the mood. But yeah, dope ass attack from Zoro there. X Drake was even shocked how quickly he did that. Now I will say, I don't think Apu is done here. I don't think he got actually one-shotted like a lot of people that spoiled me on the chapter were saying. Let's not forget how we reacted when Apu knocked out Luffy for a while and also cut up Zoro on the chest. Ulti also got knocked out by Yamato. I think the same thing is gonna happen to Apu here. He's not just done for the battle. But he is kind of injured now, so maybe that makes his fight with Brook, which I really want, a little more even. But yeah, Apu, I don't think he's done, but also let's go back to Zoro because he's not done either. First off, he has a terrific moment with Chopper where he tosses the antidote over to Chopper and says, hey, you could handle this floor, right? You're not gonna die on me. And this is all I want from Chopper, man. Him coming through confidently saying, yeah, you can count on me. Of course I'm not gonna die. I've already figured out this virus. And then Zoro so wholesomely smiles back at him and says, that's our doctor. I think some people forget, like, these two have one of the more developed non-Luffy Straw Hat relationships. Like, I think it was back in Alabasta where Chopper had like a lot of insecurities about not being strong enough and Zoro kind of comforted him. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. We all have our roles. You just do the best that you can. Those two to me always felt like they had a big brother and little brother like relationship, so really cool to see that kind of in play again. But then after that, Chopper doesn't stop. He takes over, starts giving a speech in his regular form, not in that goofy ass kung fu point, and he's saying, everybody listen up, I figured this thing out. First off, you can slow down the virus by using fire and slowing down the freeze effect. He explains how the virus is a freezing gas that slowly freezes your body, but you can work to slow this down while I make enough antidotes for everybody. And by everybody, he means everybody. He's not gonna pick between allies and enemies. At the end of the day, he's a doctor and he's here to save lives. And this is a very big Straw Hat quality, like how Sanji will not put poison in Big Mom's food and will serve food to anybody. Like, it's a very big Straw Hat thing. They're very dedicated to their roles. But yeah, good to see Chopper finally taking over, having a big doctor moment. I think he will cure all of this, but I also don't think this is the end for Chopper. Maybe he gets in some fighting action as well, but I think his biggest doctor moment will come later on in the arc where he fixes the Smile Devil Fruits. But in the meantime, he has to focus on this, and of course, Queen is not gonna just let him do that. He's pissed off that his game got ended early. He busts out the Death Machine kill streak. He goes to spray and pray again, but then Zoro just slices that gun up. And then after that, Zoro drops some bars. He says, stop playing. I'm not here to play your game. I came to this island to cut down Kaido. And he refers to Kaido as the strongest in the world. Few things here. First off, love that Zoro is taking this seriously as he should. Second of all, I think it's very clear that Zoro is going to fight Kaido and he will deal a wound to Kaido. Like, you can't deny that at this point. It's very basic storytelling. Killing Kaido, I'm still not 100% sure on, but it's looking more likely. And then the final thing, Oda is once again hammering home that Kaido is is very, very strong. This is like 3 chapters in a row now that he's kind of referred to Kaido as the strongest. 995 was titled Island of the Strongest. Last chapter, Killer called Kaido the strongest pirate. And in this chapter, Zoro literally just calls him strongest in the world. Maybe Oda heard all the slander that Kaido was getting and kind of wanted to re-emphasize how badass Kaido is. And he does it again because as Zoro is shouting, the ground starts shaking. And of course, our first reaction, we don't know it's Kaido. All we see is Zoro shouting and the ground starts to shake. Oda knows exactly what he's doing here. He's teasing us with the Conqueror's Haki thing. Like as this is happening, you're getting reactions like, oh, what's going on? Is it being caused by that man's rage? And we all start thinking, it's like, oh, is this Zoro unlocking Conqueror's Haki? And then Brook literally says, Zoro, are you using Conqueror's Haki? And Zoro says, no, that's clearly not me. Now, I do think the fact that Oda is kind of acknowledging like us theorizing Zoro having Conqueror's Haki and kind of teasing us here might also make it foreshadowing. I've always believed Zoro will get Conqueror's Haki, and I think while this is a tease, this is also going to be foreshadowing. But yeah, right now, this rumble is not caused by him and his Conqueror's Haki, and before we find out who it is, Marco actually arrives. And it's kind of funny when he arrives because Zoro's looking up at the top of the domes like, oh, I gotta get up there, but it's not gonna be easy with Queen and King there. If only there were a way I could fly up there, and then Marco shows up. Oh, and we also get the reveal that it was Kiku's arm that fell down, so that whole entire scene with the setup of Kiku's arm falling and then Zoro and what he did and the build up to it, really well done. But yeah, now Marco shows up to help, and it's really funny, I think, what Marco says here, because if you think about it, Marco is a big shot, right? Former 1st Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. Some people even believe he's stronger than Luffy and is the strongest of the Alliance right now. But he shows up and he looks at the Straw Hats like, the Straw Hat Pirates, you guys are the main force. What the hell are you still doing down here? And we're like, yeah, Oda, focus on the Straw Hats, give them some fights. So this gets me hopeful that the Straw Hats will get the majority of the shine here. We're done focusing on all those side characters. We got a lot of Scabbard stuff already, and that's what Marco wants to help with right now. And he literally says like, hey, what do you guys want me to do? Which I find really funny because this is like the second time he said that. Like before, he said he didn't know what his role was. This man literally just pulled up to a war against 2 Yonko not knowing what his role was. But yeah, after Marco says that, we actually cut away to another scene. So my guess is Marco's gonna have 2 main roles in this war. First off, he has to help slow down the virus and heal the virus. Chopper literally mentioned flames being the thing that slows this virus down, and Marco literally has healing flames, so it's a match made in heaven. But I think he'll do that a little later on because first things first, Kaido and Big Mom have to be defeated. And to do that, we need to get people to the top of the dome, and one of those people is Zoro. So I'm guessing Marco's gonna pick up Zoro and maybe Robin as well and toss her to Black Maria, but mainly pick up Zoro and try to get him to the top of the dome. And now, of course, King is gonna come in here, and here, I'm changing my mind for the first time with my Wano matchups that I set up a very long time ago. I haven't changed many of my predictions. The only one I changed was Frankie versus Daifuku because that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So my next one that I changed to was Frankie versus Sasaki, which it looks like it's happening now. But another one it looks like I'm gonna have to give up on is King versus Zoro, which I did really want to see, but it's becoming very evident that Zoro is gonna be fighting Kaido. So I think this means we're gonna get Marco versus King, which in itself is gonna be a great fight. It's gonna be an aerial battle, bird on bird, fire on fire, 2 top commanders. It's gonna be a very high level fight, and it'll settle some debates on Twitter. So I'm definitely excited to see that, and I think they'll definitely clash a bit before Zoro is able to sneak up there. I don't think Zoro's gonna get to the top of the dome before like Luffy and Jinbei, although it would be pretty funny, all the like Kid and Killer and Luffy and Jinbei climbing floor after floor, and then Zoro just gets shot up there by Marco. But we'll have to wait until next chapter and later to see all that, because next we cut away to all these scenes. The ground is shaking, Thomas freaking out and pretending not to be scared, Black Maria saying like, oh, how impatient, and then finally when we cut to Yamato and Momonosuke, we get a full explanation of what is actually happening. Yamato and Momonosuke get to the edge of Onigashima and they realize there's no ships, there's not even the sea. And why is that? Yamato explains it, it's because of Kaido. And she specifically says, dragons, they have this ability to generate flame clouds, which allows them to fly, but right now, Kaido is lifting all of Onigashima. Hey yo, all those people that were saying Lido back in the day, I hope you still around, man. Like I've been saying, guys, clapback season full effect right now. But let's first talk about this dragons thing, because if that sticks in the official translation, I think that makes it very likely that Kaido is an actual dragon. Because first off, Yamato is saying dragons, not like a dragon devil fruit. And second of all, she says dragons, which is plural, meaning there are multiple. And if it was a devil fruit, there would only be one, unless you're talking talking about like different models, but at the same time, would they have the exact same effect of the flame clouds? So if that sticks in the official translation, I think it's very likely that Kaido is a dragon. And Oda actually did explain Kaido's power before, how he flies by generating clouds. We just didn't know it was this astronomical. But also, you know who else generates clouds like that? Momonosuke with his fake devil fruit. Remember, that is a Vegapunk created devil fruit, not a knockoff smile. The fact that Momonosuke has it, I think it definitely has to play a role. I don't know if it's gonna be that important, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, Kaido's got all of Onigashima lifted up, and first thing I thought of was actually Shiki and his power and how he's able to do that as well. But the bigger connection here is like what Whitebeard did at Marineford. Now imagine if Kaido also went to Marineford. That would have been a disaster. But yeah, after we see the island is floating, we see Kaido, he's speaking and kind of monologuing to himself, which I guess means the Scabbers are definitely down for the count. I do think some of them might have a second win, mainly like Denjiro and Ashura Doji. I'm hoping to see a little more out of them, but they're definitely screwed and losing, especially with Big Mom there as well. And yeah, Kaido is now bringing Onigashima literally over to Wano, which was his plan. And I'm guessing he just wants to land it there, essentially destroy Wano and just make Wano a new hub for all his like raids and the war that he's about to start. And this is actually very important because it does a few things. First off, we got another ticking time bomb here of Onigashima landing in Wano, so it ups the intensity a little bit. Another thing is now we have the opportunity to see Kaido get defeated in front of the people of Wano. In Morge's theory of the raid on Onigashima failing, I thought one of his best like arguments was the fact that they're in Onigashima right now, and if Kaido gets defeated in Onigashima, the people of Wano wouldn't like know that he got defeated. And that's a common theme that we witnessed throughout the story. Crocodile gets defeated in front of people Alabasta, Doflamingo in front of Dressrosa, even like Enel in front of the people of Skypiea. It should be similar for Kaido as well, and now we have the opportunity for that because Onigashima is coming to Wano. But yeah, lots of exciting things to build off of. I'm so excited for the next couple of chapters as we get closer to chapter 1000, and the rating for this chapter, you guys already know. This is nothing but an absolute banger of a chapter. Terrific writing on the Zoro scene, this big reveal about Kaido, it was very well paced, the action was great, absolute banger of a chapter. But what did you guys think? What did you think of One Piece chapter 997? Do you have any predictions for chapter 998 or maybe even chapter 1000? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button, helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to keep up to date with the channel, you gotta hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified. The King Pirates crew now over 8,300 members. If you want to interact with your fellow crew members, the King Pirates Discord linked in the description below. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm DKing4, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.